All right, so first, before we start, we just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming out. None of us thought we'd start, we'd make it a full year. We kind of, we started out in my parents' bedroom, or like one of my parents' spare bedrooms. One of them with,
Yeah, okay.
we had those like over-ear, like big headset microphones, like USB plugins, everything. So I didn't think we were going to make it a year. So thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Thank you. True commitment.
Come on, man. You gotta at least
My fault.
cheers to amigos, man.
All right, let's get into it.
Yo.
What's up, everybody? Episode 52. We made it a full year.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 1. Here we go.
Start kicking it off.
So we're at the Ballast Point, Linda Vista. We had everybody come out and visit us. Little, pre-intro. Said thank you to everybody. So tonight we don't really have like an agenda of how we're going to do stuff. We have an extra mic down there. So at any point, if anybody wants to come up and give us like a topic or a point, Mom, not yet. It's too early. But if anybody wants to come up and like make their point or like, debate us a little bit, whatever you want to do, come up. There's an extra mic there. So, that's that. Like I said beforehand, honestly, guys, it's to you guys, like the three of us. I didn't think we were going to make it a full year.
No, man.
Like I said, we used to
every single week.
Every week.
It used to be just we were like, hey, you guys want to grab a beer at BJ's? And now it's like, this is what it's progressed to.
Yeah. I remember when I was thinking about doing the podcast, I was telling Sarah, like, I don't think the guys are going to be into it. Like, I was so nervous pitching the podcast to you guys. I was just like, this isn't going to go anywhere. They're going to be like, I don't listen to podcasts. What am I going to do with a podcast?
Now we got pictures.
We got hats. We got T-shirts. We got stickers.
Sweet
Ridiculous.
Lou coming through clutch there.
Yeah.
I know. Literally everything we're wearing, besides the shirt, is coming from Enrique.
I
got my socks on.
We can thank them for the hats.
All Bad Podcast.
I got my Enrique socks on.
Just, at some point you got to get on the camera. Enrique filming us. Thank you so much. You
He
too,
who doesn't
what's
like
up?
Will Smith.
Oh.
I heard the debate, man. Hey, come on, man.
That Snapchat that he sent us
I
to,
know,
I was like, oh,
I
it's
know.
too good.
Show some appreciation for greatness.
Yeah. Well, I always like to start the podcast out asking how you guys are doing.
It's
How'd the weeks go?
it's going pretty good so far. We it's Thursday. What can I say?
Well, how's the
I went to the
weekend?
eye doctor.
This week?
Yeah.
Well, how's the weekend? We'll get to
Oh, the
Brandon.
weekend.
I want to
Okay,
talk
yeah.
about the baseball game. All right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys. I know you guys went to the baseball game.
Yep.
Me and the lady Dama, we went to False Idol. It's like
Okay.
a tiki bar. It's actually like ranked as one of the best tiki bars.
Does it have a front door?
It's like a speakeasy.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's actually pretty awesome. It's outside of Craft and Commerce, and the drinks are delicious. Like,
Yeah,
We're
we went to- we
explicit
went to-
on iTunes. I
we
can
went to
cuss.
a speakeasy as well.
yeah.
So we went to the Padre game on Saturday. Saw Josh Naylor get his first home run.
Yeah, it
that was
was like
exciting.
right next to us. It was awesome.
It was a shot, but they ended up losing to.
They
the
spoiled that
Mariners.
game to the Marlins.
Or was the Marlins? Yeah, Marlins.
Yeah, that
God.
sucked.
Yeah, that was a shitty series.
Yeah, that was.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But then we went to 52 Remedies.
What?
52 Remedies.
But that
It
was the name of it?
Yeah, it's the
thought it was called
speakeasy.
Common
Where
Theory.
is that?
No, it's the inside of Common Theory.
Yo,
Oh.
we
You
gotta
on Convoy?
pick up the volume, dog.
For what?
I don't know. I just can't hear anybody.
Oh, sorry.
You don't-
Wolf, it's you.
What do you pick up my volume?
get
I can't hear you guys. You gotta speak up.
We could have had the headsets. I can't talk louder. That's why I said we got to talk how we're going to talk.
Okay. All right. We're good. Just keep going.
When it gets into the red, that's called clipping. We don't want that. It's bad.
That's like in football when somebody hits somebody from behind.
All right.
But yeah, anyways,
Well,
we went
talk
to,
in my direction at least.
We went to 52 Remedies, and that was fun. Ryan freaked out because he can't see an exit, but the drinks were really good. It was a cool place.
Yeah, it was cool. The whole, like, what do you call it? What is it? It's a speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
I don't like that there's not a front door. That really freaks me out that I don't know where I can walk out of. And we got there, and this girl, like, she comes up. We're in this room. It's got all this aromatherapy stuff. And
Super bright.
it's super bright.
Like the whitest room I've
Then
ever
she's
seen.
like, she tells Dean to go put his hand on the wall, and the door just miraculously opens.
Well, she said anybody could put their hand, but it was a Japanese place, so I was like, I need my blood to
Yeah,
come through.
yeah.
So I sliced my hand and I put it up against the wall.
Are you
Anyways,
serious?
Please.
Yeah, they were like blood brothers.
Please. So we get through this like dark hallway, and I'm like kind of walking around aimlessly because I'm freaking out. Like the walls are closing in, the ceiling's coming down, and then the girl that met us in that little room, she's standing there at the end like, hey, we're over here. And I was like, how the fuck did you beat me in here? Like, we all walked through. She didn't come in with us. There was a sneak exit. But it was cool. The drinks were good.
Drinks were good. It was a cool place. It was
They had,
fun.
we had the best Lyft driver on the way over there. Like, it was...
Dude, that Lyft driver was
he was like
amazing.
seriously like a Dave Chappelle Jr. Like, I wanted to like ask him to hang out.
I just want, yeah. I was
was
like,
great.
where can I
Dude,
come see you more?
Lyft driver is amazing.
No,
though.
but
Like,
we
if
had
you have a good one.
the last
like,
weekend.
some-
We had
they
the
could be a nightmare too.
We had the shittiest. Like, the one dude was like talking politics with Dean, and I was like, yo, like this is a Lyft ride. Like, I don't want to hear like your negativity right now. Like, let's
Let's
move
keep
along.
it fun.
And then the other guy after that, like, he literally took the wrong exit. We told him like, oh, you exit on to Friars.
Oh,
and he's
I
like,
forgot about
oh,
that guy.
You mean this exit here? Like, yeah, dumbass. That's the one right there that I said to go off of.
Yeah, it was
So-
like stay to your left, and he like kept going right and was like, which way?
Yeah,
which left? It was like, come on, man.
Yeah. So this guy was super funny. He like played a bunch of loud music for us, and then he like handed me his phone and was like, "All right, you're the DJ." And he's like, "All right, dude, I'm just gonna kidnap you. We're just gonna hang out there. You're gonna go on my Lyft rides with
Dude,
me."
the guy was the ultimate DJ.
Yeah, it was
like,
so funny.
The best songs.
I don't know. That
Yeah,
was
with the
too
light-
far for me.
Dude, it
Like
was great. Like,
Sometimes
we were-
that's
You would've
my
loved it.
that's my worst nightmare is the Lyft driver joking like that.
No, it was good though. Like
No,
he would have stopped.
No,
if
we
weren't
were
into it,
saying
but
we were
into
gonna
it.
kidnap him.
Oh,
Not-
you
not
guys
the
were
other
ki-
way, no,
Oh, I was
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I'm
not.
sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
cool with that.
I don't know. That's not a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was super funny though. He was
I'm in
great.
danger.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kidnap you guys,
Yeah.
and you're gonna play my music for me.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into like the meat of our podcast, you know, I just want you guys to like reminisce a little bit about our full year. Like, give us some favorite moments that you guys had so far.
I remember when Brandon said that Blake Bortles was a top 15 quarterback in the
Oh,
NFL.
That
Dude,
wasn't
that
on
was
the
the-
podcast, so
We covered that for like 3 fucking
I'm
weeks
pretty
on the
sure
podcast.
I'm pretty sure that was after some drinks at.
That was like your
at
favorite
BJ's.
subject. Like that guy was in your back
no, that was
pocket.
my favorite subject.
That
for
was his.
sure.
All right.
That was his his little prod right there. He'd love to just stab me with that.
But you couldn't back down from it. You were like, yes, he is.
Hey, Tiger Woods winning the Masters, that was really cool. I mean, I know that was recent, but
Well,
that was
are,
still
are we
pretty
talking
cool.
about like sports moment, or are we talking about moment on Three Amigos in a podcast?
Moment on Three Amigos and a podcast.
Oh.
It's definitely all of us going to the opening day by like a
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh, that
a
was a good
landslide. Like
Yeah.
that day was exciting.
Or-
all of us were so
That was a
amped
good
up.
day.
The beer pong competition with All Bad Podcast. That was
That
pretty
was
fun.
good.
Really any competition we had with All Bad podcasts.
Hey, the
is
All
The
Bad
pull-up
podcast.
challenge, or the,
You know
the
what
hang
I-
challenge. The hang
Oh,
challenge.
yeah.
Oh god, the hang challenge! I totally
was fun.
forgot about
You
that.
hang from a pull-up bar for as long as you can.
Yeah,
That one was supposed to be for
unfortunately we
wings.
lost to the.
I think
All
they
Or
Bad
wings.
I think they
podcast,
cheated
but-
because didn't they have like 2 turns at that?
I don't
I
know.
call a rematch
Nah,
for that one.
No, what it was is they,
I still want video
they-
evidence that
they-
Philly Phil
What it
hang.
was, the All Bad podcast
Oh, here.
waited until they got our scores,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
That's what it
"Hey,
was.
that's the number we got to beat, guys."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that! Look at that!
Then I think
Hey, hey!
so. I was trying to get us signed up for OTL because I feel like the Three Amigos should make an OTL.
Yeah, we
run.
do.
Like that'd be cool. We might have
I'm
missed a
good at
deadline.
OTL.
We might have missed a deadline, but I'll give it a shot.
Hey, I'm
But
like,
I think the next competition we need between
Home run
All
derby.
Bad and us is either home run derby or wiffle ball.
Dude,
3-on-3 wiffle ball.
wiffle ball would be fun. We
know?
can play over the line against them. I know how to set it up.
Yeah, we could set it up, but we just need a spot.
hey,
Yeah.
hey! I don't want to hear excuses.
You don't got the
Excuses are like
the-
assholes.
Everyone's got one, and they all stink.
Yeah, wiffle ball would be
What?
pretty fun.
Yeah,
I like wiffle ball.
we got to set a couple things up for next year, season
Yeah.
2, coming in hot.
We got some good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. What about
Well-
you, B? What was your opening day? You said.
Opening
Yeah,
day.
opening day by like a landslide
Yeah, that
for
was
me.
fun. That was a good time.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's
I think-
always that's like my favorite
yeah.
time of the year because we all get together and we have a good time and.
I think for me, my favorite moment was when we switched from those stupid headsets to real microphones.
Oh God!
Like when I finally was like, you know what? I'm doing it. We're buying these. I don't care.
Dean's like, look, I got presents for you guys.
Dude, that used to take me like an hour to edit the podcast because I have to bring everyone down that wasn't talking or else it would echo.
Hey, dude, remember that time my headset was shut off like halfway through the episode?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
and we were like
horrible.
talking to nobody.
Yeah, you
That
guys
was so
were
funny.
That was
Yeah.
terrible.
That was a good
We
one,
just got
right?
tired of him saying the F word so many
Yeah.
times, so we yeah. Oh, dude,
It's
no,
funny,
See, Leah,
he
you're
hasn't
not
said-
listening to the podcast.
hasn't
Not
said
up
one
to
yet.
date.
We have a
Apparently,
tally
I-
chart. I sit next to the whiteboard so I can.
I don't remember.
Shaylee's the one that. No, Shaylee was the one that pointed
They brought
out to
it
me.
up. I was like,
she
I
was
don't
like, you know,
remember this.
Brandon cusses a lot, and I was like, what? And then the last episode I went and looked at, it and I was like,
It's quite a lot.
he said the F word like 9 times in the first 10 minutes.
He hasn't said it once now though.
No, he's been
Oh,
good.
you
Now
know
that
what
there's
it-
people here.
Well, you know what it is we have a couple of drinks in me, and then just the words start just flowing out
You
naturally.
put a couple
and then-
drinks in you, anything can happen.
Yeah,
Fuck is my
you
favorite
just never
word.
Know.
It's great.
It just starts.
It's a great word. You can say it. Passive aggressive.
It flows naturally.
Yeah.
So one syllable.
Yeah, it's
Just
great.
Great.
It can
Alright,
be
well-
said aggressively or passive aggressively.
You guys want to start talking some sports?
let's do it.
All right, I figured because we have a lot of baseball fans here, you know,
We-
that'll probably be our main thing. So,
So do you want to start with that?
Let's just
or-
start with
Uh,
baseball.
you want to start with baseball?
Yeah, let's knock it
All
out.
right, all right. Let's start with some baseball.
Let's keep it open.
Yeah.
Let's keep these listeners.
Let's get them what they want.
engaged.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we had the MLB
We're talking
draft.
baseball,
MLB
guys.
draft.
We had
Padres had the 6th pick.
Yes. So
We're talking baseball draft, guys. You guys got any opinions?
We know
Right, just
baseball,
that, yeah.
MLB draft.
MLB draft. The
MLB.
Padres took
NFL
the
already
6th
passed.
selection, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Took a
Went with
shortstop.
that
Yeah.
shortstop
Call it-
hybrid,
Yeah.
which was good.
Yeah, he looks good though.
He looks good.
I mean,
So, like what I was looking at on his scouting report, he graded out as a 75 on a scale of 80 on speed.
oh, the dude is
which,
wicked
yeah.
fast.
which means he is the fastest player in this draft, and they said he could play center field. So
yeah, it's
That's
just
what-
a matter. I know
that's-
he said
that's
that
why
he
I called
doesn't
him a
want to.
hybrid.
Yeah,
'Cause,
because
I
he
mean-
plays second, he plays short, he plays center field.
If he can get out there, if he can play center field, I think that's beneficial for the Padres. I just like the spot that they're in right now. You know, a lot of young talent, a lot of good farm system players. They kind of keep that fresh and keep that going. That's something that they can just continue to build on. And a player like this, it's like, if they keep him in the system, you know, they can get him in like 6-7 years, kind of thing. Like,
yeah, well,
get him
it probably
through-
wouldn't take that long, but I do think there's a lot to be valued with
it'll
having
be-
depth at a position
Yeah.
where
Well, I'm
you
just-
have that
I'm-
flexibility to move them to anywhere within the center of the diamond, you know?
And it's like it's good because it's like Myers is on what 4 more years in the contract.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So that's a good contingency plan of like 4+ years. That's a guy if he pans out.
Well, and he's 18 years old. So, like,
Yeah.
the average MLB player comes up around 23, 24 years old. So, it gives the guy 7 years, you know, potentially to develop.
5 to 7 years.
5-7 years. So, I mean, if you're looking at how this guy plays the game, he's fast, he's quick, he's got good hands,
drink
quick,
this?
like, good bat speed.
I know, I
If
saw
he can
it.
develop some size over time, he's gonna
I was like- I was
be a
gonna
good
drink it,
player.
I saw it on my-
Obviously, like, we're loaded at shortstop right now. We don't need a lot at that position, but the baseball draft is so different than every other sport. You have to have like the best available player. Like, you have to. Like, you can't pass on a player that might
well-
fill a need. It's like there's
Well, if you look
there's
at,
a
like,
ton of rounds of it.
If you look at like the Mets kind of did the opposite of that. They went after players that they think can fill a role that they need.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean. But this has also been said to be the least talented draft in recent
Outside of the
history.
top 6 picks,
That's
so
what I mean.
the Padres like literally went after the best player available because the
That's who
jump
fell.
off between. Well, I think the pitcher that went right after him was a good player, but we've drafted pitcher like what?
And they said
5
that-
times.
Well, and
That's
even
the
then,
best
from what
pitcher in the
what
draft.
I had heard, there was not a lot of pitchers in this draft that were
Yeah.
highly touted, and that we literally the guy we took was ranked 6th on a lot of the mock drafts,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
took him at 6.
Yeah.
So like that just
He was
speaks to,
ranked
like,
3rd on a
there's-
lot of the ones
You know,
I
there's
saw.
there's 1, 2 that was the top tier, and then after that there was a drop off in that second tier, and we were that last bit in that. So we were in a good spot where we could just sit back, relax, just take whoever
Let
fell
it
to
play
us.
out a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with it. You're obviously not going to get who you want all the time. You fall 6, it's tough. But I mean, I'm impressed with the player that he is. I was watching some video footage on him. The dude is wicked fast. He's got amazing
Super
back
quick
feet. Hopefully he signs a contract. If he doesn't, contemporary pick the next year. Regardless, the Padres farm system is booming. I mean, Xavier Edwards is putting it down. There's another shortstop down in Double-A right now that's just killing it.
Yeah, Estuary Edwards, I think his name is, or one of those guys.
Remember.
He's like a middle infielder.
Yeah,
he's killing it. He's lightning quick speed.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of those
There's
guys.
a lot
down
of
the
depth
minors.
at shortstop. I mean, Mackenzie Gore. Like I think he's averaging like 10 strikeouts a game or something.
Gore is going to kill it next
Yeah.
year. I wouldn't be surprised if he got the.
He's going to get his call up this year.
Yeah, he's going to. I don't think this year. I think
no,
next year.
I think he's going to
at
get
the
his
end.
call up at the end of the year.
You think so?
Depending on where they
Depending
are
on
in
what-
playoff
exactly.
contention.
Yep.
If we're out of playoff contention, he's for sure going to
I
get
could see
it.
that maybe.
But if not, then totally. Like he's
Yeah.
going to get the Tatis treatment. He's going to be up there the first week.
Yeah,
agreed.
Because he's lights out right now.
Yeah, he is.
And that's what I mean. The hardest part about baseball is hitting on your draft picks. And if you look at our last several, obviously, like not Fran Mill, like he wasn't. He was. He
But
came
no, we
overseas.
have guys that hit that we traded away. Like
Yeah.
Trey Turner has been
Yeah.
a stud,
Trey
and
Turner,
we drafted
Corey
him.
Kluber.
Like
But even looking at like Hunter Renfroe, like he's hitting for exceptional power this year.
and 13th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Like,
Austin Hedges still got one of the best gloves. I mean, he can't hit water if
can't
he fell
hit
out of
for-
a boat.
Yeah, he can't
but
hit for shit. But
Yeah.
I mean,
But I mean,
best
he's
defensive catcher
best
in baseball.
plus war defensive catcher. You know what I mean?
No, totally.
And
so they're
that's-
hitting on
yeah.
their early draft picks, which is important. It's not
Well,
like the dudes that are later. Like you need to hit on your
Yeah.
early draft picks.
Well, I was really hoping Spangenberg was going to pan out a lot better than he did, but that was it. Yeah, if
No.
you want to talk, come
on in.
Hey, well, let's switch out of the draft and let's transition to something
Well, that's
different.
why I wanted to transition into more Tatis is back. I
thank
wanted
God.
I wanted to wait on that, but Brandon, you texted us earlier in the week, and you kind of said something that kind of struck a nerve with me. Was just is the scouting report out on Chris Paddock?
Dude,
And in reality, it was like that is a definite possibility. Chris Paddock was lights out early on. He has so much fire, but the second that he starts to lose it, he gets rattled, and you can really tell that that's happening.
I mean,
Go
here we
ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, for me, Paddock has always been an elite two-pitch pitcher. That
Yeah.
third pitch has been mediocre at best.
curveball?
That curveball's been mediocre, but
It
but
hits
his
the zone or
fastball
it
changeup
doesn't.
combo is elite, and developing that third pitch is always going to be the question mark as to whether or not he's going to become an ace or not.
So no, go ahead. Go ahead.
And just like wrapping up my point, he has certainly done well, but ever since that Dodger series where he got lit up, he hasn't been the same. And I don't know if these guys are just sitting on those off-speed pitches and just waiting on them,
Yeah.
which it seems like they have, because the home run numbers are way up against him.
Oh, definitely.
In these last several
and he got lit
series.
up at Yankee Stadium. That's
That
an
was-
easy
yeah.
park to get lit up at. My biggest thing is the average pitcher on the Padres is around 24 and a half, 25 right now. They're young.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
it's a long season, and when you're early on in your career, you fatigue a lot faster. You haven't
especially
developed.
just coming off Tommy John.
Well, and not just
you
that.
have the fire.
His
but,
his
your arm
fastball
isn't
velocity is down.
I
He
don't-
was like a high 70s,
Yeah.
maybe mid or 70s, 90s,
90s, yeah.
high,
you
high
throwing?
90s. Well, I was thinking 97.
Mid 90s. He's throwing around 95,
Yeah,
96.
but now he's hitting low 90s.
Yeah, so
and guys are hitting.
So you
that.
start to fatigue, and then I don't want to say that's the scouting reports on him, but as a younger pitcher, it's really important that you start developing that third pitch. So
Yeah.
I've been saying it for the last few weeks. They need to start going to a 6-starter rotation to
She
prolong
kind of
these
been
guys.
doing like a little bit of a hybrid of that.
Yeah,
though.
but they just need to stick with it. It's getting to the point where it's you see guys like Quantrill go out there, and Quantrill threw a fantastic game. The bullpen blew it, but the reason they have all these young pitchers, and they're not comfortable giving them a full game's worth. They're not comfortable pushing them 6 and 7 innings, and that's just putting a ton of stress on the bullpen. If you go to 6 starting pitchers and you can let them go into the 6th and 7th inning, give them a longer day of rest, you're not hurting the bullpen, and that's what's killing us. I mean, the
And
fatigue is
especially-
going to show throughout the year. For all these young pitchers, the fatigue is going to show. It sucks that it started with Paddock so early, But they need to throw in that sixth person to allow these guys to get more rest. And then you'll start seeing Paddock throwing, that 95, 96 mile-an-hour fastball.
And not only that, if they let them get into the 6th or 7th inning, that not only doesn't put stress on the bullpen, but it also gives them more confidence that it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm still going. I got this game.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna continue to pitch. It's like
drink out of
I
it.
don't know.
Absolutely.
That's my only thing.
That's
I,
a bummer, but I mean, Lucchese's been doing better. Lamet hopefully will be coming back soon. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm optimistic about it. I'm more worried about our situational hitting than anything else. Like, yeah, obviously our pitching sucks right now, but we absolutely knew that going into the year. Young arms don't bode well.
Swimming around
Yeah,
my beer. I'm like,
so
all right, I'm going with this beer.
I'm more pissed off about
Yeah.
the situational hitting. Like, poor Franmil's has 19 home runs. I think he's 4th in the National League.
How many of those are solo shots?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the poor bastard is like, he can't get anybody on base in front of him.
Well, that's the beauty of it. We get Tatis back tonight.
Thank God.
I know we were all wondering where he was. They put him one game down in Double-A,
And he ran all over the place.
destroyed it. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to play 2 down
He
there.
had
I thought
a-
they were going to kind of bring him back slowly, but
Yeah, he had a sprained hamstring. He missed about a month. Is that right, Leah? About a month for a sprained hamstring.
Shut up. You did not just say that. I taught you better than this.
That was aggressive.
we're just
Anyways,
trying
on to the next
Trying to
person.
get like a professional opinion.
He just had sprained hamstring.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
It's okay.
Okay, we were just
Well-
trying to get a professional opinion, but apparently
That's
much
a
to ask.
lingering injury.
apparently the doctor is out.
Strained hamstring. You cannot strain a muscle, or you cannot sprain a muscle. Only strain.
Okay.
You can sprain a ligament.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
on to the next point.
I taught you better than that. Ask questions that you don't want to know. Also, when you're looking at me, I thought you
I'm going to
What?
go with Grunion.
were like saying that, like, because you're a message.
Oh, no. I
Where's
said
that at?
He's
I was
always
just going
messy.
off what they write.
When they say 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, he missed about
He
5
missed-
weeks.
he missed a
5
lot
weeks.
of time.
Yeah, he missed 5 weeks.
Yeah,
it
he
seemed
missed
like a
quite
long
while.
time.
They
but,
kind of brought him back
I mean,
slowly.
I think we all agree that was the,
Oh, hell
the smart
yeah.
move.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the dude literally has to play baseball for us for like the next 18
I mean,
years. So
selfishly, I think we can all agree.
Oh
that
yeah, we want him to play.
back
But
as soon
no,
as
like it
possible.
was
we
like
wanted
let
him
him
back, but
let
we-
him get healthy.
Yeah.
It's also, like what point in season are you in? What are our needs? in a
You got to go down there to talk into the
Yeah, you
microphone.
gotta.
Come on, doctor.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
You gotta go. You're
Let's
not
get a
on the camera.
professional's
You gotta go
opinion
to
on
get on
the
the camera.
Tatis injury. So, what are your thoughts on Tatis's injury?
Their new one.
I like basketball, so I'm just
So
gonna
this
say
is
that.
our
Basketball.
Thanks, man.
this is
But-
our internal medicine director.
Yes, if you have a young, if you have a young guy, and it's not a pertinent time of the season, you want to take your time with that injury to get them back to their full potential, not just kind of get them by to get through.
So, as like a Padre fan who was really excited to see Fernando Tatis back, should they be worried about lingering injury, or should be all systems go? He's been out about 5 weeks.
Anytime. So the only thing that's guaranteed puts you at risk for an injury is already having had one.
Okay.
So there's always that worry. However, I do think that they handled everything properly, and I'm sure
Yeah.
they got good people working with him, getting it back nice and strong. But as long as he, part of it too is just confidence. Like if he feels confident
Yeah.
in and ready. If he doesn't feel like his hamstring can take it, then it absolutely cannot.
Absolutely.
Like
Well,
mind
and he's
over
got the swagger,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
That's one of the things
That's what
I like
it is.
about Tatis.
Well, that was
And
the
I
nice
felt like
part.
Machado was playing worse without Tatis.
Oh, for sure he
You know
was.
what I
Oh,
mean?
for
Like,
sure.
he's
God,
getting fed
hell
up
yes.
because he doesn't have this guy to
Yeah.
like.
That's his boy, man. That's his
Yeah.
boy.
Well, Leah, thank you so
Yeah.
much. We're gonna come, Leah. We're gonna come back to you during the NBA talk.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk KD. We got to talk Boogie. We got to talk the injuries that are
Yeah.
in the NBA Finals. But
But the other part about the Fernando Tatis injury and like him coming back is Leah mentioned, confidence in it. The dude went out, he had an infield single in his first game back, so that means he hit a ball barely, and then he ran it out to first base, and then he stole second base. So seeing him up, seeing him moving around, the not afraid to be who the player that he, because I feel like that's the issue you run into with a lot of injuries is that
Gordon Hayward's perfect example.
Well, yeah, is that players are afraid to be the player that they were because of an injury.
Yeah,
and
no.
so if you're not building that confidence
Blake
back,
Griffin.
absolutely, man.
RG3.
you see
Manny
it
Machado.
everywhere.
Manny Machado.
Yeah, Manny Machado to the point where he won't run out and infield hit anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he had one the other day, and I don't blame the guy because I seen the videotape. I watched his knee buckle when it hit first
Yeah.
base. Like, it was nasty. But it was a ground ball to the shortstop, and he definitely could have beat it out, but he wasn't running 100%. I mean, if you get that kind of injury and that kind of happens to you, like it's. I mean, the same thing, like if you've been in a car accident before and you see those red lights come on in front of you, it's like, oh, no, sorry, they were just tapping. So,
But yeah, I mean, I was happy to see him steal that base because,
Yeah.
like you said, you see a lot of people that they kind of take a step back after they've had the injury, and he just went for it.
Yeah.
He went all out. He's like, you know what? If I'm going to be back, I'm going to test it.
hell yeah.
I'm not going to take a step back.
It-
So,
honestly, it's like the most exciting player we've had in San Diego since
Fernando Tatis.
Tony Gwynn. I mean,
Even then, he might be more exciting
Like
than Tony Gwynn. 'Cause he's
LaDainian
got that,
Tomlinson. Like,
he's
those
got
are, like-
that swagger though. Like
Yeah.
that's a real thing for
Yeah.
him. Is
No, absolutely.
Well,
And
he came at a perfect time, too, because the Padres have just, we've struggled for quite a long time.
and especially at the shortstop position,
Yep.
it's been an area of need since Khalil Green. Honestly,
Really. And Khalil Green kind of left us
Sucked.
on a hangover.
terrible.
yeah, he did.
Khalil Green was
Khalil
terrible.
Green was terrible.
No, he
Khalil
was
Green
good.
was not
He was not terrible.
Are you serious? He was scouted as one of the
Oh,
best
scouted,
players.
but his, like-
and then he came up.
He was
He
like
played
okay.
amazing for us,
He had a good glove.
and he
His
hit.
bat was
decent.
literally 1 in every 3 years.
Well, anyways,
like the same
let's
thing.
try to
Is
get
this
the
for-
let's
is
try
this
to
for
get the
Brandon?
audience involved.
Well, that's why I was trying to. I don't know where my dad went.
Let's try to get some
that was
opinions.
mine, yeah.
Like, what is everyone's thoughts on Tatis being
Thanks,
back? Anyone want to join?
I don't
in?
think
Yeah,
anybody
I
cares
love
about
it.
Tatis
It's
being
awesome.
back.
It's great.
Oh,
Oh, boy, party foul.
my first beer.
I remember
happens.
My first beer.
I'm not done with you.
I'm excited.
Oh, we got
Wait, what do you mean? you're not
Enrique
done
of
with
the
me? No, no,
All
no,
Bad
no, no, no.
Podcast
No, no,
on,
no, 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 no,
and-
no.
He-
Get back
no,
up
no,
here.
come on, come
We're
on,
having
get
a Khalil Green debate right now.
Wait up.
Oh, I miss
Get up here.
old.
Get up. I want to hear this.
Let's get.
You're a negative too. Why?
You
Give
didn't
him a
like him?
microphone.
You didn't like him?
Let's see.
See?
In our recent years, who's been a better shortstop than him?
No, that's the whole point.
Everett
Is they
Cabrera's-
all suck.
Everett Cabrera is the only one that's.
But
Like,
that's
can
what I'm saying. I'm
even
not
be
saying he's
other-
like an all-star number one, like top tier shortstop. But in the recent years, he's been our number one shortstop.
Okay,
Let's,
so
let's
it-
put
go
it this
back
way:
in
the dude
Padres
finished
history-
like what runner-up in Rookie of the Year, like that. I mean,
You go past Padres history. What is another shortstop that you can say would be the best? You'd be like, I want that guy to come back.
in my lifetime,
No, yeah, okay.
I mean, I honestly like. There's not one that I could say.
You
Like,
you
the
wouldn't
dude
pick
had
Khalil
one-
over anybody.
I would say I would want Mark Loretta, and he's
Khalil
a second baseman.
Green?
You can't say
That
Mark
dude, like,
Loretta.
I honestly
Wasn't
like,
he
if
in
you're
like some
asking
sort
me-
of cold?
Yeah, Khalil Green, man. From what I've heard,
That haircut, he's got like a mullet or something
yeah, he
like that. I
definitely
mean,
has
I had one too when I was
What?
a kid, but
No. I'm saying
I
where
grew
he's
out
at
of it.
right now in his
The-
life.
okay, and like he literally, and this is baseball is 75% mental, and like the dude literally he was a head case.
Oh,
like
for
he
sure
was,
he
Once
was.
he lost
Clinic-
it, he lost it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I like read an article after he had already retired,
He
and
literally-
all the people that are close to him have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like living off like
No, he's
He's
back in his
in-
hometown.
he's on the lam or whatever. You know, like he's
like
he's
he-
in like
he literally
Utah.
struck
Isn't he
out
like Jehovah's
20%
Witness?
he had
Or
back.
he had
took.
like some religion where he didn't believe in showing his emotions to other people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, no, I read the whole article on him. It was
no, he's
crazy.
extremely,
But like
in a
he was
very
like it
weird
was
way.
you know
Very
when you
I
weird.
were
remember when he. I remember when he punched the locker and busted his hand because you remember that? Yeah.
I think he was just
Yeah,
trying
there
to.
he is.
All right.
He was.
Got another stud vote.
he had a good glove and he had a shit bat.
All right. So finally, he's back because I was waiting for you. I don't know where you went. I was waiting for you to come back.
Hey, we got some
Inopportune time. It's all
Pizza
about the timing,
is
all about
in the
timing.
building.
Domino's
So,
Pizza.
Enrique-
Always hot, always ready.
Enrique, while you're
We're
here,
accepting sponsors.
What
for
are
the
you?
Three Amigos in a
What are you
Podcast.
saying over there?
I'm trying to say while
This
you're
is
here.
this is when I know that the headphones are like this is
The
like
headphones-
the
Yeah, the
situation
headphones
where
are
like
super-
oh yeah
that's
the
what I was
headphones are
saying.
important.
I can hear you guys.
Yeah. Anyways, Enrique,
Yes.
if you had Brandon, get your fucking head out of the
Don't
way.
give me no hard
Talk to your
listening.
brother.
don't give me no hard
I'm not
questions.
talking to you.
What's up?
No. I'm trying to say right now, Padres' current lineup. Give us your ideal roster. You're Andy Green. You're putting the Tatis is back today.
Tatis.
You give us your lineup. 1 through 9.
1 through 9.
1 through 9.
1 through 9. Starting.
Come on, Enrique.
Let's see. Well, I would start Tatis.
Okay.
Tatis bat and lead off. Okay. Good.
No, either that or Hosmer. Hosmer's got most.
Well, commit to something.
Oh,
Jeez.
hot.
God, commit.
These guys give me
man.
hard. These give me hard questions.
hot.
I'll go with Tatis.
Okay. That's
And?
a pick.
Okay, I got the vote. I got everyone's vote.
Okay,
After
Tatis
that,
batting first.
number 2. I don't know about 2.
Hosmer.
Yeah, Hosmer.
Machado.
He's got the most singles
Machado.
in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
You want someone that gets on base.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get
That wasn't,
contact.
that wasn't
Yeah, that's
sarcasm. that was helping
Machado,
out.
third.
That's also. I mean,
4th.
Hosmer's also a guy that had a negative launch angle last season.
What?
I said that's a guy in Hosmer that had a negative launch angle
All right.
last season.
Let him get
so-
through his lineup.
All right,
Let him-
keep
let
going.
him keep
Negative
going. Let him get through
launch
his lineup. Let
angles
him-
and this and
Hold on, Enrique. Just get through your lineup first.
All right.
So 4.
No more interruptions. Let him.
So 3, I'll put Machado.
Okay.
4. I'm good. Thank you. Strictly on a beer diet.
Beer guy.
4, I'll put Reyes.
Thank you.
The
Reyes?
Franimal.
Yes.
Okay.
Franimal.
6
5.
or 5. Yeah, 5. Forgot how to count.
Today.
Jeez. Well, you didn't ask me this. I gotta think
Today,
about this. You
Junior?
asked me. I don't have in the back of my mind. Oh, starting 9.
You going Renfro? Like you going?
Like, are you?
No.
Are you?
Yeah,
Will Myers
like
here?
Will
We're
No,
not-
Myers.
Will
Do you-
Myers.
Do you
I'm taking
need-
him off the team. We're
do
trading
you
him.
need help, Enrique?
We need to put him in the
You picked
lineup just so
wrong
he has a
question
couple
to
good
ask him.
games, and
Sorry, I'm
then
just trying to get it because my
Get his
dad
stock
is
up.
on board with saying that Will Myers needs to bat second in our lineup,
Ugh.
and I'm so against that idea.
Wait up. So
Get him the
let's-
microphone,
let's-
then.
Let's.
do you want Will Myers in the long term?
Wait up.
All right, come on.
Let's give your.
I'm about to.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
He's going to go write down his lineup, and he
All right,
will be
all right,
back.
yeah, he'll be
And
back
Enrique will
after
be
he's
back.
done.
Okay, so
finishing.
Raul, give it to us. Why does Will Myers need to bat second?
Why does he deserve to be on the team?
Well, I'll give you my lineup first.
Okay.
You got to give it to us faster than Enrique did, though.
All right, I would bring Urias up. Urias would
Okay.
bat lead off. Will Myers would bat second. After that, it would be Machado,
Okay.
Hosmer.
What are you doing with
Hos-
Tatis?
Haas batting cleanup.
Yeah, where are you putting Tatis? man?
Tatis.
Tatis is literally our best hitter.
Well, technically,
Let
Franmil.
Let him
No,
make
no,
his decision.
no, he's got to earn it.
Technically, Franmil Reyes is our best hitter.
He's got to earn it.
He's got to earn
Yeah,
it.
but
He had
Urias
300
doesn't.
batting average.
Well, Urias is coming number 1, or Kinsler. You need a fast guy leading off.
That's old school approach,
I
man.
go Myers, Hosmer, Machado. Those are the big 3. You know that they're just a lock. Then you can bring Renfro in.
Oh,
You can bring Reyes next.
So your outfield is Myers, Renfro, and Reyes.
I'm good.
Myers, Renfro.
Hell
Reyes.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Mark right there.
That's a good outfield. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good outfield.
I don't know why you guys are so down on Myers. I mean,
I get like.
there's a reason why he's here, and there's a reason why he's making all that money.
Yeah, because we
Right-
didn't have
right
anybody else to
now-
pay.
Yeah,
Well,
at
you
the
know,
time we were.
He's earned his spot, and he deserves to play. If anybody needs to be fired, it's Andy Green.
Oh,
Andy Green, he needs to go before.
well, you need to get
Myers.
through your lineup before you, because that is, we will all agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
66% of us will agree with.
What, did Brandon say no?
I don't know. I'm indifferent. I think he's
The
indifferent.
jury's still out on
Yeah.
for me on
Well,
that.
Hedges is of course he's going to bat 8th,
Yes.
right?
100%.
Okay.
So your 7th spot. Who's left?
Tatis?
Tatis.
Wait, you haven't.
He hadn't put Tatis in the lineup.
You have Tatis
he would
and
probably
Franimal.
be in
No, he put Franmil at
the
6th.
Okay.
5th. Tatis would be in the 5th or 6th slot.
Okay. So Will Myers.
Yes.
So as a number 2 hitter, with the way that baseball has changed, you need somebody that can make contact. not necessarily a power hitter.
I understand
And
that.
Will Myers strikes out more than anybody else on our team. No, actually, I lied.
So
Austin
you-
Hedges strikes out more than anybody else on our
So
team.
you agree with Reyes being batting second?
No, I don't.
He's like 6'6". He weighs about 320
but
pounds.
But he also is fourth in the Major League Baseball in home runs.
I'm not kidding. I put my money if there's like a 40-yard dash, Lee is going to beat
No, he
him
is slower than
in the
Dirt
40
for sure.
But I'm not saying-
But right
And
now,
shots fired.
right now,
He is slow.
he has the fourth most.
You're fast.
He has the
You're
fourth.
fast compared to
You're
Franmil
faster
Reyes.
than-
You are the Usain Bolt.
I get what
Why
Ryan's trying to
is
say.
Reyes batting number 2?
No. I don't think that he should be batting number 2. I think he needs to be batting third or fourth because he has the fourth most home runs in all of baseball.
I'm just
So he has
saying-
19 home runs. He's averaging a home run every 13 at bats. He needs to be put in a situation where he's hitting with people in scoring position. He's slower than hell, so you don't want him batting first or second.
No, that's why I'd
And
have
I
him
get
down
it.
like
Hell yeah.
7. I would
7?
switch him and Myers.
No, but you understand.
Seven?
Absolutely.
You understand
You
that
have
him
Machado,
batting. You understand
but
that
you
him
have
batting in the
Renfroe.
top 3 gives him another at bat.
That's
Him
the thing.
batting in the top 3 gives him
He-
another
he
at bat.
gives him
That's what
more
you
at
need.
bats. Like the percentage, the statistic shows, if you're batting in the top 3, you're getting the most at bats. If you're batting 7, 8, and 9, you're getting. That's why pitchers bat last. They don't bat first.
I agree with that.
So Franmil should not be
How-
batting second.
How-
He doesn't
how-
hit for
how
average.
many seasons has Franmil played?
What's that?
How many seasons has he played?
No, this is like 1.5.
One and a
to
half. So
About a full year,
Yeah,
honestly.
not
but
a
you
full
have to
year.
play the hot hand.
No,
you have to
you
play the hot
don't.
hand.
No, you do not.
So Will Myers, since last year,
you agree with Andy Green's philosophy of playing the hot hand because that's all he does is play the hot hand. He's moved his lineup around so
except
much.
no, he has not. He has not.
Yes, he has.
Manny Machado has batted third every single game this year.
Hosmer's
Well, yeah, you're
batted
paying him
4th.
$30 million
Yeah.
a year.
In more than
And-
70% of the
But-
games.
I don't know how many times he's starting Ian Kinsler.
But why
one
not
or
just
two.
flip
Yeah.
Franmil and Machado?
I wouldn't do that. I'd flip Franmil and Myers.
But Myers is the second worst hitter on our team.
That's because they're moving him around.
But he's got to
I
prove
know
it.
you played baseball.
Yeah.
Both you guys, all 3 of you guys have played baseball, right?
Brandon didn't play baseball.
Okay, well, we'll just.
I
we'll
watched
just say
it
that-
enough, though.
So you know that the mental aspect of baseball plays a huge role, and you got Myers. You're totally screwing with him. You know, you play him at first base, and then you bring Hosmer in, so you move him to where? You
I
move him to
don't-
the outfield. He's not an outfielder.
I don't blame you for
and
that, Penny.
and
Mandy
then
Green
what?
did
You-
screw a lot
you
with.
tinker with him. You move him in to play third base, the hot corner. He's not a third base.
No, absolutely. But I will say that Andy Green and the whole baseball Padres organization did mess with Myers too much. But I also feel like he's too far gone.
I don't. And the thing about him is, even if you trade him, you still need to bring him along, and you need to bring his game back to where it was, so he's better trade bait.
But
He had one good season.
Yeah,
Isn't that
like
a fluke?
Literally,
No,
no, he did. He had one. He had
Like,
he had one good season.
He had one
yeah,
good season.
he won Rookie of the Year. He was a highly
He also
touted
only
he was
played
a
half that year.
Highly touted prospect. He does have value. I think his value is at an all-time low right now, but I think you can sell him for a decent price right now and get a decent player in return for
I think that's the way
yeah,
they
I
need
mean,
to go.
at the tail end of last season, he kind of threw himself in the doghouse.
this is
Well,
like,
he talked shit about
for
the,
sure
the
he does.
coach.
And
yeah.
he just needs, in my opinion, I think he needs a fresh scenery. And I think he would do
Yeah.
well on another team.
You see
We
it a
would
lot
trade
with
him.
kickers in
We would
football, like-
see him trade to another team and he'll do well. I honestly
No,
believe
absolutely.
that.
I say
so.
right now, if you put him in the number 2 slot behind Urias or Kinsler or even Tatis.
But
if you
Kinsler
put
is
him in the
batting
number
under
2
200.
spot,
We just have
it
too
doesn't
many-
matter. You
we
put
have-
your fastest guy leading off, and you hope
Kinsler
that
is
he can
literally
make
like the seventh
contact or
fastest
work
person in
or
our
walk.
lineup, though.
Yeah, but you don't want Reyes up
Kinsler's
there.
not fast.
Reyes is not
Kinsler's
fast.
got a
No, but I'm not. Reyes should
glove.
not be batting second. That fact's already been stated. We shouldn't bat him there. But Kinsler is hitting 183. Myers is hitting 230. So both of them are on the lower threshold of our. Like Machado's hitting 250. Hosmer's hitting 280. Reyes is hitting 250. Like there's better hitters that we have. So it's more
Right.
about timely hitting. Like they need to put players in positions
And to get timely hitting, you have to protect your hitters. Like, okay, if you lead off with Urias,
Absolutely.
okay, you hope he can hit or make contact or work a walk. You put Myers up, and Myers is a true hitter. He's a good hitter, but he has protection because you have somebody behind him like Machado.
What
or
about
you have-
Margot?
Or you have Hosmer behind him. You have power hitters behind him, so they're going to have to pitch to Myers.
But-
and Myers he'll make him pay if you put him in the right spot.
What about Margot though? Margot is hitting 275 this year.
And he's
Well,
a better defensive option.
He is the best defensive option in the
then
outfield.
You need to figure it out. You need to figure who your core players are going to be. My
So then
core
would you
players
say-
would be Tatis, Myers, Hosmer, and Machado. Those would be my core players, and I do like Reyes and Renfroe.
Exactly. So I feel like the biggest hiccup that Andy Green and the whole Padres organization is running into right now is that their best two players in the outfield, from a batting standpoint, play the same position. So Franmil Reyes and Hunter Renfroe, right now, are the best hitters in the outfield.
Right. So
So
you need to make a decision.
Exactly.
You can't have everybody, and that's Andy Green's problem. Is he has so many toys in his chest.
He can't figure out what to use.
He's not figuring out his lineup, but
Yeah.
you have to figure out that lineup, and when you do, the chemistry, it'll click, and they'll win.
The other issue that he runs into a lot of the times is that it's not this. I mean, other than Machado batting third, it's today Margot is playing center field. Today Myers is playing center field. Today Reyes is sitting and Renfroe is playing right field. Today Reyes is playing right field, Renfroe is playing left field, and Myers playing center field. So there's too much fluctuation. You can't let players get hot. What do they say about running backs in the NFL? Like, the more carries you get, the more likely you are to break one.
Right.
Yeah.
So, everybody needs, at least 100 at-bats, 200 at-bats to really see the kind of player that they are.
Well, let me ask you about this. What would you do when Jankowski comes back? Do you
Yeah,
like
he's
Travis?
not
Do you
coming
like
back.
Travis?
Jankowski's
that's-
probably going to be out for the year.
That's a non-issue.
Yeah.
But
And-
I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree, though, that Andy Green hasn't been doing his best job. I think he's been moving a lot of players around that don't need to be moved around.
Oh, absolutely.
He's been making some questionable calls. I'll agree with you on that. I just, I think it's a hard issue, though. Our lineup is very complicated. We have a lot of good talent out there, and it's hard to place people in the places that you want to place them.
And the
So-
best
so,
point
I
that
mean,
you have the best point that Raul has brought up is Luis Urias. The dude has been tearing the cover off the ball in AAA, and he is Kinsler's been struggling. Garcia, obviously, he's been playing well as of late, but he's not the future of our team.
Yeah.
For sure.
We need to get Urias back up here. We've already wasted a year of eligibility on him. He needs to be playing.
He needs to be playing.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, I think they'll call him up
I think
eventually.
we're all in agreement on that.
Oh,
one.
hell yeah.
But they need to. Okay, if you need to assemble your lineup, and you need to assemble a trade package, a solid package, because there's talent that they can deal and pick up some middle relievers.
Yeah, they
Oh
definitely,
my
they
gosh,
definitely
yes.
need relievers.
They
That's
need
our
to-
weakest
they need to
point
pick
in the
pitching
whole
prospects
lineup.
100%.
I will just to comment on Rollo's lineup is it's a very old school approach.
Small
Baseball's
ball.
changed than what it used to be. Where it used to be, you get the runner on base.
What,
you
losing
steal-
and winning?
It's small ball. It's small ball. It's non-analytic.
And baseball
analytic.
is not that way anymore.
No, it's launch
home
angles.
runs are way up. Guys don't need to get on base with speed. Guys just need to get on base up front.
Yeah.
And then it transitions more into the power numbers. So
Well, that's what my lineup does.
Well,
my lineup is
and if-
speed
well,
starting it off, and
well,
then power
but
behind
you
it.
don't need speed.
Will Myers is more of a speed guy at this point.
No,
Like,
I've been saying for the longest time that Will Myers is a pure power hitter.
He's not a pure power hitter.
No, that guy can
He's
have
a-
30-30
he's a-
if
he's
he
a
has
hitter.
a great
Yeah,
year.
the issue that he's
Yeah.
running into is that nobody's developed his swing that way. He has developed his swing, and he went from a guy that was generally hitting around 270, 280 with average to now he's got this massive launch angle and he's trying to hit everything out of the park. This is the same guy that we saw on opening day hit the ball 450 feet to right center. You don't do that unless you have a good launch angle.
Yeah.
The dude has pure power. He's got a long, pretty stroke, and he's fast. I would have loved nothing more than for Will Myers to turn it around because his potential is through the roof.
Well, he's not going to turn it around if you keep him batting 7.
Well, he's got to
not.
prove
You need
something.
to move him to number 2.
He's got to prove
he's
something.
gotta,
Yeah.
he's got to earn it though.
Yeah,
he's
I-
already earned
You're
it.
talking about
He
Tatis
is,
has to earn it.
No. You don't already earn something.
He's
you don't
proven
already
himself.
earn something. You got to earn
You
something.
don't bring
'Cause
a
then it's just
guy that's
given
been
to
up
you.
for a year and a half and have him just take your spot like
but it's
that.
the same guy that's fourth in the National League in home runs, so you can't
but he
sit
also,
him.
But he also weighs 330.
That's okay.
He's not getting down that
You
line.
remember David
All right.
Ortiz?
You know,
All right, guys.
David Ortiz,
All
a
right,
Hall of
guys,
Famer.
Let's wrap this up. We've been on this one for a
We've
while.
been over the lineup
Yeah.
for. I've been trying to move away from it, but it just hasn't been working. I can't transition out.
Close.
That everyone's okay with having.
Myers.
That's
Well, anyways,
okay. Let's skip that one.
Hot-
On to the next.
Are you guys good with
Hosmer,
baseball?
Machado.
Done with baseball.
You guys
let's-
done with baseball?
What's up?
What?
You guys
What?
done with baseball?
Done with
We're good
baseball.
with this.
Done with baseball.
All right.
Yes. Eat it.
I want to go with some NHL. I'm gonna go with some hockey.
Or no, grapefruit.
Yep, it's happening right now. I was trying to pull up the score because we started. Oh, that's exactly what I like to hear. The Blues up 1-0 after the second. Boston fucking sucks. No one likes Boston. So it was a series is tied 2-2 going into Game 5. Binghamton for the Blues has been absolutely terrible. Yeah, he doesn't like this part, but he's a rookie goalie. He's been leaving his legs open like a drunken cheerleader on prom night. It's like you gotta close up that 5-hole. I swear he's left at least 4 or 5 goals through there.
Why does she have 5 holes?
It's time to tie it up. You gotta keep that 5-hole low. The only reason why the
that's who's
Blues
gonna
have a
keep the
chance
legs
here is because
open.
Boston has just been, really letting it all up. They've been giving up all their goals. They're not defensive. Chara got hit in the face by a puck. So
Dude.
this guy, right?
That's competitive nature. You said he's 42 years old,
So
right?
he's 42.
I hope nothing more than the freaking Blues to win this series.
He's
man.
6'7". A puck hit him in the face. He broke his jaw. Came back in the third period to continue to play. Then he's out tonight wearing a full face mask. So, I hope the Blues win it. Obviously,
think my brother's
if they
got
can
me.
take this one, then they can take it back home. They can win it there, and it'll be good to go.
Yeah, man.
But that's me for Hockey Talk. So,
Hey, no. Dude, that was like less than a minute.
It's
oh, you know what? I did want to bring this up. So, obviously, after the season happens, there's a lot of like front office movements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I try to. Sorry. I try to go through hockey fast because Ryan looked like he was sleeping. So I was like, clearly, I got to talk as fast as I
a little
can.
joke.
He's just trying to be funny.
Anyway, so
It's camera life.
off season, there's a lot of like front office work.
Yeah.
A lot of all the head coaching vacancies have been filled except for your guys' shitty Ducks. They still haven't found
Our
a
shitty
head
Ducks.
coach.
Hey, all I gotta say is that Coach Bombay will do a great
Coach
job.
Bombay.
Gordy.
Quack.
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 Yeah.
Quack.
Dude, come on, man.
Go
Get your
Ducks.
Get your head out of your ass.
So yeah, and then next week we will have the Calder Trophy, MVP, best goalie, all that kind of stuff. I won't name the names of them because you guys will just look at me like I'm crazy. But
That one
so
Canadian
those
guy.
trophies will be next week.
All I gotta
So
say
we'll
is
cover that.
Or Russian.
One of the things
Or
that I
Russian.
can truly appreciate about hockey is the drive of these players. The
Yeah.
guy gets his jaw busted and he's still out there playing the next game, and you can't say that about a lot of sports.
Yeah,
Yes.
Uh-oh. We have a Canadian here.
yeah, you really can't. You can't. It's like you can't discount it. Like the guy has just been, he's been grinding it out all year.
You said it's his third championship, or he's won
This'll-
3, and this will be 4.
Yeah.
This is glass, it's
And
not
this
real
is
crystal.
honestly, like if he can pull this out, I could see him walking off, right?
Well, it's one of the things that's like, you can't let your group down. The Bruins are already down a defenseman, so they only have 6 defensemen. If he goes down, they're only down to 5. It's like you're pulling double shifts all night.
Why don't
That-
either of you guys eat your crust?
That leaves them open.
No, I'm still eating.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I didn't want that last bite.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me for Hockey Talk. Go ahead and do your NBA stuff.
NBA. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, we're about to.
Let me see the guac.
We just finished up Game 3 yesterday. The Raptors just took a 2-1 lead in the series.
Hell yes,
and,
they did.
Well, we're looking like it's.
No, it's. Dude.
If he was from Toronto, he'd be excited about the Hockey Talk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
you would.
no, the fact that it's a team that is actually pushing the Warriors to the limits is exciting. Get on the mic, Leah. Go ahead.
There it is.
Sorry, I missed that.
So,
I was just
so
Hey,
before
I wanna hear
Leah,
some
before
NBA talk,
before
'cause
Leah
whenever
gives me
I'm
her,
talking, these guys don't-
I know.
Well, you
What?
kind of do.
I missed that whole thing. I was just thinking about how the city of Toronto would give an arm and a leg for their hockey team to have a Stanley Cup instead
But
of
they
their
don't give a
basketball
shit
team.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
no, definitely. You're absolutely
So
right.
that's why I was like, who cares about basketball in Toronto?
I'm aware that Kevin Durant is out. I'm aware that
San Diego.
Kyrie or not
Klay
Kyrie,
Thompson.
Klay
You
Thompson
care.
did not play.
San Diego
I'm aware.
cares about basketball in
Come on,
Toronto.
Loonies.
Why?
Come on, Loonies.
Because of Kawhi Leonard
just put
and Norman Powell.
Okay, fine.
So we're talking Raptors.
He doesn't
or what?
watch basketball, Leah.
Aztecs for life here.
But he doesn't watch
I'm
basketball.
not a basketball guy. It's
That's right.
That's because that's That's Brandon. Brandon.
That's me.
Brandon
I'm the basketball
Brandon does
guy.
basketball. Ryan does football, and Dean does everything.
Well, you're a hockey guy.
But no,
we
like
all
he
do it- we all
does
do
everything.
baseball.
Like
But
Dean doesn't watch basketball.
But anyway, so
Not a big
Okay.
basketball guy.
you're pulling for the Raptors because Norman Powell and
Go Islanders.
But all I was saying, my quick little tidbit I was trying to get out.
Yes.
I'm aware that Kevin Durant's not playing.
Okay.
I'm aware that Klay Thompson's not playing. But this is also the same damn team that set the record for most wins in a regular season without Kevin Durant.
The Raptors
With-
have
Correct.
also beaten the Warriors this entire
Oh, hell yeah,
season
the Raptors are-
outside of the playoffs.
Definitely. The Raptors are a better overall team. Like from top, obviously you have your starting five. You look at the bench, the depth, the real aspect of a team. The Raptors are deep. They're a good basketball team. I mean, you see what Marc Gasol out there. I mean, that acquisition was massive.
I don't disagree. I completely agree, and I just am gonna play devil's advocate a little bit because
Because you don't want to jinx it.
Yes.
100%.
So I will say that
She is my sister.
The Warriors don't have KD and they don't have Klay, but
they don't have Kevon Looney either. They
Yeah,
just lost
Looney's
their
out for the freaking
center.
rest
It's
of the
like,
season.
and then
But they
DeMarcus
still-
Cousins is hobbling. I mean, they're
He looks
missing
like
a lot
shit.
of people right now.
Marcus Cousins looks terrible.
the game was still close.
Oh,
The
yeah.
games have all still been close,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so that does make me
You'll have to think
a
about
lot nervous, not a little bit nervous, but that's because it's rigged and they're all gonna go to Game 7.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
because
I
Zaina
called
told me
Game
that.
I-
7 earlier. Too.
yeah,
I think it has to go to Game 7.
Basketball
because I think
definitely.
The NBA wants it to go
That
to
is
Game 7.
basketball is for sure the one sport that I do not think is rigged. If we're talking about percentage of like non-rigged, because if you look at the last several like finals, you have
Ryan will know.
Yeah.
Ryan will know the stats.
How many have gone to Game 7
oh
in the finals?
All I'm
In the
saying
past,
is
it's like 73% that have gone, but
Quite high. Have we ever had a full sweep in 4 games?
no, there's never been, ever.
So
It's
my
rigged.
only point
But-
is
But these are
is
the best of the
hockey-
best, too.
hockey is usually 2-on, day off, 3, day off, back to 2. But this time, because the NBA took 2 days off in between their 2 to their 3,
Mhm.
NHL had to take 2 days off in between their 2 and 3 so that it wouldn't mess up the broadcasting. So that's the only reason why I'm like, NBA is rigged. It's the only time it's ever happened.
I don't think
only-
so.
it's the
But
only
I don't
time it's
believe in
happened
all the
where
like
they had
every
to take
sport is
multiple day
rigged.
off.
Because if that was the case, then Vegas would literally run.
I will say
everything.
this. In basketball,
that's a good
shots
point,
can
though.
sink in one night and they won't the other
they
night.
would
So
go
it's
the
like
other way.
you just don't know what you're going to expect.
But that's sports, too. Like any
I know,
given
that's
Sunday.
why I'm saying it's not rigged because
Yeah.
that's why it's going more than
And
four.
the
It-
other thing that like a lot of people
it
don't.
will rarely go more than less than 4.
But it
Steph-
always goes to 7.
No, definitely not. Last year it did not. The year before it
Yeah,
did not.
last-
or
yeah.
It was-
2
The-
years ago it did not.
The Warriors have only got pushed to
Once.
5, and then they swept the year before, didn't they?
No.
And then the year before that, they lost in 7 to the.
They lost to the Cavs. Yeah, it was
So,
this
this will
5
be
and
this will
6.
complete a three-peat if the Warriors do
Yeah.
it.
I will say, I think the best thing in sports isn't a sweep, it's the reverse sweep. If a team pulls off a reverse sweep, I'm like, damn, that's a real massacre.
Like they were
Oh.
down by.
That's kinda what
Like,
they
they
were
were
doing.
That doesn't happen. Like that is
3-0
like the least.
and
I don't
percentage.
think
It doesn't
I've seen
happen
that in the
very
finals.
often,
That
but-
happened before in
The Red Sox did it to the Yankees.
Yeah. It's the most
2003.
deflating feeling because you're like, come on.
Or are you talking about 3
Really?
to? Are you talking about 3 to
You're down
1?
3-0.
or-
3-0.
You're down 3-0.
Anytime.
I don't think that's ever happened in basketball.
Not in the
though.
finals.
Yeah.
Not in the finals.
So
No, and like
Rigged.
the whole thing with like
you're
Steph Curry.
convinced it's rigged.
Steph
Oh, yeah.
Curry is still
Money
one
that
of the
the
best
NBA
basketball
generates.
players to ever play. Like, I mean, he will go down as a top 10 player of all time because he's changed the dynamic of the game.
Yeah.
So that's the reason it keeps it close because teams have to make sure that they're, spreading. I mean, if you watch basketball and it's full, it's all about getting to open lanes. And with Steph Curry, it causes a lot more lanes to be opened up because he'll shoot from 10 feet past the three-point line.
It's all about spacing
Yeah.
the floor, especially
The only
right now.
the only issue that Toronto runs into is that when their starters aren't out there, they're not as fast to get to them. So if you're talking about Kawhi Leonard, who is defensively the best player, and I would argue probably the second best player in all of
Hands down,
basketball,
Go Kawhi.
but
who you ranking above him?
LeBron all the time.
Hey, but
Shut up with
Kawhi
your
has
KD
time.
talk.
Kawhi
No, I
has
wasn't going
time.
to put him. Rudy Gobert's the
Question.
best defensive player. in
No, I was saying
all
overall.
basketball.
I said Kawhi Leonard second overall player.
Oh, overall. Oh,
Second
no,
overall
I
player.
agree with you there.
Second
Question.
overall
I thought you
player.
were talking about
So-
defensively.
Steph Curry had a career high in his last game.
Yes, he did.
And you're saying since one of the top 10 basketball players, etc., do you think then
missing Clay and missing KD
And
is
Kevon Looney
impacting.
I think
The Warriors.
it impacts the entirety of their offense. So if you think about having Kevin Durant, he's a 7-foot guy who can spread the floor, who they have to double team inside. If you have to double team inside, that leaves up shooters like Klay Thompson and Steph Curry on the outside. So now they can, flood the perimeter more. They don't have to worry. They lost Looney in the game before, so they don't have to worry about as much. So it basically concentrates your defense onto one guy versus, the whole thing about the Warriors.
Curry is literally their only shooter now.
Yeah.
And I don't really watch a lot of basketball, as we said, but a person like Klay Thompson has been brought up through that system, and him and Steph have worked together. They know each other. So when you have a person that isn't by your side, anytime I have to do the podcast without one of these guys, it feels weird. It's like they're the right-hand man. They're
But
right
Klay
there for you. So
Thompson,
when Klay's out, that leaves a whole open space on the floor.
Like if we're talking about like that,
KD's a top 10,
Yeah.
top 3 player in the league. So
Kevin
that's
Durant,
just-
he's a different animal. Like if we're looking at the Warriors as a whole, Steph Curry is a great player. But I honestly, and this is not a popular opinion, and I say that frequently, but I think that Klay Thompson is the second best player on their team because of his ability defensively.
Well, that's the other
He's
reason
a two-way star for
I
sure.
feel so bad for Klay because if he would have made not the All-Star game, but like the All-American team or whatever it is,
All NBA.
All NBA team, he would have gone for the Supermax contract.
Oh,
and
totally.
They didn't make it, so now he can't make that.
Yeah,
It's
so I'm a huge LeBron fan, and you talk about individual accolades, and if you think about last night, Steph Curry put up the most points that he's ever put up in a single playoff game.
Hello.
Look at LeBron every single game last year. He was breaking his own records game by game, and they were losing. So it doesn't always come down to the best player, but who they're surrounded by. The reason that the Warriors turned too dominant was because Kevin Durant changed their entire offense. It allowed them to, move the ball up, move the ball out, and then if KD's not hot and Steph Curry's not hot, and by the way, if Klay Thompson's not hot, we still have Draymond Green.
And Boogie Cousins, and honestly, they got so many weapons.
But the issue is that in the Western Conference, there's a lot of good offensive players.
And Curry's a one-way. Curry's a one-way player. He's one of the best shooters in the history of the game. There's
absolutely.
no doubt about
But-
it. But defensively, the dude is not up to par.
If you look at what Kawhi Leonard has done to the best offensive players in the game, dude, he made LeBron look like a freaking practice dummy the last time the Spurs played the Heat. He's that good on defense.
100%.
Well, getting on basketball, I wanted to ask one question to our resident, I don't even know what to call it, athletic trainer.
She's an athletic trainer
We have
too.
2 here, actually.
Okay, well,
Zayna Green.
I've known her longer, so she's the president. You're the assistant. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, I taught her
Assistant
everything
to
she knows.
the regional manager.
Assistant to the region.
You guys watch The Office, right? Okay, thank God.
So, originally they said that Katie has a calf strain. A lot of people are like,
I thought it was his Achilles, though.
How detrimental is that?
Yeah.
But I've heard that, calf strains are a lot worse, and they're typically a good 6 to 7 week recovery time. Do you think that's do you think he's on pace for that? Is he kind of hampering it because he wants?
Dean thinks little muscle, little problem.
No, I'm not going little muscle,
ahead.
little problem. That's not what I'm saying.
Is not little. It's one of those.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that it's is he trying to save himself because he's up for a contract? So is he being I'm gonna rest myself and not try to risk an injury Kyrie Lowry or Kyle?
Just say
I mean, I don't think so.
Kyrie Irving did.
Oh, Kyrie.
No.
How Kyrie went out in that
but-
series and he really
I don't think
hurt
he's
his
saving
knee.
himself with this one. I think they're managing it the best way that they can, and I think that probably a lot of it isn't his choice
I
because
think-
of his age, the
How they're
shape of his
doing.
legs
Yeah.
too.
They're
not to
not
mention
doing
the
poorly.
cutting, the
His sport.
planting,
Yeah.
and
No,
if
no,
we're talking about
that's the
moving
thing,
forward, moving forward,
will-
absolutely.
I will
the
say
thing
this-
that I worry about the calf is moving backwards. When you're on
Well,
defense, you're constantly.
Well,
My
the thing
thing-
that
my
I worry
thing with-
about with his
yeah.
calf is that he's going to rupture his Achilles
Achilles,
because
because
he's
he's
30
old.
years old.
And that's the other
Yes.
100%.
And that's
And
it,
they don't.
yes. Yeah.
They
And
don't want
that's
to
the
bring him
part.
back.
I gotta go
I
with
don't
that.
see them bringing him back until the team is.
Until
Like-
Game
And Game
7 when the
seven, when they
Raptors
have
are
I don't
going
know
to win.
if they can get to Game 7 without him, but until they're on their last
yeah.
leg if they have to win that game.
My only
They're
thing
going
is
to get
That
I-
he's going to
seven.
Game 7. We've
And
got
I-
that
I-
understood.
And I
Oh, we already
think
said
it's
that,
like
but-
it's good for them to hold him out because basketball's all jumping. That's literally
Absolutely. You
the
can't jump.
one. You know what I mean? The muscle group that you're using the whole time to jump
Yeah.
is your calf and everything
This is
surrounding your
and
calf.
honestly,
so,
this is, in my opinion, this is last season with the Warriors. You got to get the most you can out of him until he's gone.
I also
Yeah.
want to add,
Like in a
like,
crude way, but
no, but that's
the
what
truth.
that's why I'm saying it's like because
Yeah.
Golden
It's
State
what it
can
is.
see that as them being like, listen, this is a bad injury, but we want you to play because we want another championship. But then him being like, listen, I could really hamper myself for the future. Like, I'm not going to do.
Well,
it.
they already
It's
like
it's that kind of thing. Like, do you think that he is at risk to continue to injure himself, or do you think he's on that,
Absolutely.
or is he
Yeah.
on that
I don't
bubble
think
of
that-
like he could play if he wanted to?
no, absolutely, especially considering his age. Not to be rude, but
And
That was
his
my-
body type. He's
that's my
not
only
Steph
thing.
Curry. He's
Yeah.
not 6'3".
yeah,
he's
he's 7
he's a
foot.
big-
Yeah, he's
he's
like
a big guy.
6'10",
Massive.
and he has flat feet. Like, it's not
Yeah.
a good recipe for success.
he's already at risk, and he has an injury on top of it. And I just want to add that not all injuries are the same. So, KD can have a calf strain,
Oh, yeah.
and Steph Curry can have a calf strain. It's not going to be handled the same way. It's not going to be treated the same way because they're not
Body
the same
types are
person.
different.
Body type, but
Healing
also the way
speed.
it was injured. Yeah, there are so many factors that go into it. So it's really hard to compare. Like, oh, so and so was out for 4 weeks. So and so's going
There's
on 7 weeks.
Different
Yeah.
grades of
Yeah.
injury.
This
and
one,
strain.
I don't think he's the one saying, like, I can't go.
Yeah,
I'm not there
athletes-
yet.
It's
I
the
think
finals. They want to play.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Well,
being
it was
like,
like
that at all.
earlier today, or yesterday actually, it was Klay Thompson said he wanted to play, and the Warriors staff had said, "No, you're not playing. We're going to save you for Game 4." And then you even saw it yesterday. They could have started Andre Iguodala during the prime minutes when the game was still within reach, and they benched him because they wanted to restrict his minutes because Iggy's playing with an injury too. So it's like they're trying to. Obviously, they're trying to manage their players. They're not trying to put too much of a workload on them. But at the same time, it is the NBA Finals, and you got to pull out all stops to win.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right, Ryan's back, so we can finally transition over to NFL.
What I miss?
Yay.
NFL, what do you got for us?
Ooh, I'm gonna hit you guys with some fantasy football updates here.
All right,
I'm
let's do it.
kind of sad my dad left because he probably could have used these after the year he had last year. But Leah's here, so that works.
What are you trying to say? I did pretty well. I made a comeback.
Yes, you did.
There's 4 people in our league.
what was
Okay,
how large is
I
anybody?
made the final.
It was literally like the
Everybody-
choice
I made
between
the championship.
Everybody
it's a,
gets
four-
a trophy.
it's a four-man league,
Yeah,
and you
hell
made
yeah.
the Final Four.
Yeah.
I made it into the final 4 in our 4-man league. I actually made it into final 2,
So
and I don't want to talk about what happened after that.
My spotlights I'm putting on is the sleeper picks for this fantasy draft. So guys that you're not going to necessarily see taken off the board in the first 3 rounds. Everybody, about like 7 to like 10 range.
Sleepers are what makes or break your team.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
You can get a good
Well,
sleeper. That's somebody that
and your first 2 picks are.
No,
Yeah.
you have to hit
Yeah.
your first. Like, I
You
mean, that's
gotta
the same
hit
thing with
early.
every NFL draft in general.
Yeah.
You have to hit on your first 2 picks if you want to have success for years to come.
Yeah.
And you don't have to hit a home run. You just got to not strike out.
They basically have to play. I mean, if you look at like the statistics of it, like it's not a guy that necessarily has to be an all or a Pro Bowl player or all pro player. Like they literally just need to play 75% of the snaps.
In fantasy?
And no, for like real like football, like the
real
real NFL draft. So
Sorry.
my guys this year, I got Dante Foreman from the Houston Texans. So Dean, show some love there.
Yep.
That's a guy I see with Lamar Miller. Anytime you start closing in on that 30 gap, it's not an old age in real life, but it is like a dinosaur in the NFL.
He's good in open field.
Is a
He's
running
good
back in
open
the
space.
NFL. Like you hit 30, they're like you literally are useless to me now.
Short
Like that's how
mileage
every
guy.
general manager is.
Yeah.
So Dante Foreman, I can definitely see him jumping in. James Washington from the Steelers.
Okay.
He's another guy. Antonio Brown leaving that organization. Juju Smith-Schuster's going to start getting doubled up. James Washington's a stud. I watched him when he played for Oklahoma State. The dude can move. I mean, he creates space, and that is exactly what you need in this day and age with football. The other wide receiver that I'm looking at, what's his name? Geronimo Allison from the
Green Bay
Packers.
Packers.
That dude came on the scene last year. If you need anybody in the late rounds, anybody that's coming, getting a ball caught from Aaron Rodgers, you're set.
Well, especially when Randall Cobb was out a couple games last season.
Oh, yeah,
I remember
definitely.
that dude was all over the waiver wire.
Yeah. My last one that I'm going to have for you guys, and I know I kind of bashed him a little bit during the draft time, Kyler Murray. I feel like from a statistical standpoint in fantasy football, if we're talking about, obviously you have your big guys, you have your Tom Brady's, your Drew Brees. I'm talking about a guy that you can look at late in the round to substitute for your starting quarterback.
He's like a Lamar Jackson. You're like, okay, you could get 100 yards rushing and maybe
Baker Mayfield. He's not going to run. Lamar Jackson is a running back that plays quarterback.
You don't think Kyler's going to run?
No, he's not as fast. Lamar Jackson is literally
I know Lamar
the
Jackson's
fastest player
fast
like,
as
on
hell.
that team.
I could just see Kyler. I mean, you watch him in that national championship game, you could see him panic in that pocket.
So defensive
and he
ends
did.
in college run about a 4.9 40.
No, I get that. I'm not saying that it's like it's not. I'm just saying that it's his first move.
I don't.
To run.
No,
you
it's
watch
definitely
in that
not.
game,
It's not.
It looked.
It's not.
Run.
It's not. It might have been in that game, but it's not. That's not his forte. Oklahoma also doesn't have a running back that plays, and so they run a lot of design run plays for quarterbacks.
I will say this, from a fantasy perspective, if you're not drafting 1 to 2 rookies in your team, you're making a huge mistake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to take flyers on guys that are on their, like a rookie guy, you don't know what you're going to get out of him.
No, you have to. That's
You
when
could hit
late
a home
round-
run with him.
See, the thing
or
is,
you could strike out and you're like, well, I only spent, a late pick on him.
Absolutely. And we've all been proving that for years. I mean, I've been telling you guys for as long as I can, like, some of those, like, no-name rookie guys. Obviously, Kyler Murray's not a no-name rookie guy, but it's somebody you want to keep your eye out as far as, a backup quarterback to whoever you have. I can see the guy. I mean, anytime you're coming into a situation where Larry Fitzgerald is your, go-to receiver, and then you also have
David Johnson.
David
Jeez.
Johnson and Christian Cook, like, he's going to have an opportunity to put up points.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all I got for you guys for football. Carson
wanna
Wentz
talk-
signed a pretty big contract.
Well,
Pretty big.
dude,
A
we
huge
could
contract.
spend a couple minutes on that.
Yeah,
honestly,
You don't want to talk about that? How can you not want to talk about
You
that?
wanna talk fantasy,
4-year,
but you-
107
It's
Guaranteed?
$32 million a year.
107 guaranteed.
honestly,
Like, how do you not want to talk about that?
Okay, Russell Wilson literally had to like scratch and claw for his contract. He was the highest paid player in football. Now we have Carson Wentz, who he had one really good year. I mean, we
Yeah, but you have
just
to
had this
look at the
conversation
market.
about.
look at the market.
No,
that
you
he's
have
in.
to. You just got rid of Nick Foles. You have to sign him, and I understand
and
that.
that's what I agree 100%.
You
with
have
what
to
you're
sign
saying.
him. It just bums me out because he didn't earn it. Like I said,
But he has
Russell
the
Wilson had to.
potential
Potential is mental. I mean,
No.
like I
I'm
said,
not.
Russell
I'm not
Wilson had to
I'm not-
literally
yeah.
earn it. Like he had
No,
to go
I'm
out
not
and get it.
discounting what you're saying.
No.
Yeah, I
No,
agree
what
with
you're
you.
saying is 100% accurate.
That's the
is
only
what
point.
I'm
Do I think that Carson Wentz is potentially a top 5 quarterback? Absolutely. When he's healthy, has he shown the ability to be healthy?
It's just hard to
No.
say. It's just hard to give him that kind of money when he's coming off an injury and he's coming off bad starts and
Hell yeah.
heat injury. It's hard to say that it's
and
worth
a guy
that money.
and a different guy on your team played better. But you know what I mean? Like Nick Foles, honestly, we talked a lot of crap in the past, but like Nick Foles played the position better
tried Reyes?
than Carson Wentz did. And
Trade bait.
I get it. I mean, you have to pay the guy. He was your first round draft pick. He put you in a position to get to a Super Bowl. You won a Super Bowl with a different quarterback. So I wonder if maybe not putting that franchise tag would have been a better idea. That's my only thing.
I agree.
The
I think
franchise
the
tag to me
franchise
would have been a
tag-
perfect situation.
That would have been better.
You watch him with Kirk Cousins, or the wrestlers with Kirk Cousins, freaking 3 years in a row, slap that thing on him.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about a guy that has not proved his ability to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the perfect time for a franchise tag. Happened to Drew Brees.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I mean, I hope it works for the Philly, for the Philadelphia, not the Eagles. Philly Eagles. I mean, I hope it does because nobody wants to watch $32 million go down the drain.
Well, all right. Let's.
Hey, our boy
Foles-
our boy Tatis got a walk on his first at bat.
There we go.
Fortunately, it's on the. We're trailing 4-0 at the bottom of the first, but
All right. Well, I was gonna say let's do.
he got a walk in his first at bat.
How the hell did we get down 4-0?
Let's do our
Grand
stat.
slams?
Let's do our stat of the day.
Our
Ooh,
boy,
I got you guys.
Hold on. Here we go.
Okay,
are you ready,
so
boys? Let's get to it.
Oh, Hold on. All right, go for it, Ryan.
All right, so the first is not necessarily a stat. It's just more a, this day in Padre history. Trevor Hoffman recorded his 500th save, I think it was in 2017, so 12 years ago today. Yeah. So
12 years ago.
12 years ago, 500th save.
Man, Trevor.
Yeah.
Good old.
My next stat, and this is baseball related as well, and I know you guys always put all this pressure on me to get good stats, so here we go.
All right.
So an immaculate inning, that is
Oh,
when,
God.
if you're not familiar with what an immaculate inning is, it's when you strike 3 batters out in 1 inning on 3 pitches. So you throw 9 total pitches.
9
That's
pitches
an
you struck
inning.
out the side.
Yeah, 9 pitches. That's all you
So
do that
in
inning.
all of baseball history, it's only happened 46 times.
Yep.
As of late, I think Nolan Ryan's done it twice. Somebody else has done it 3 times. His name is blanking on me. But Chris Sale of the Red Sox has done it twice in 1 month. This year.
That's
in this year. So every other player that's done it has had a few years apart. And Chris Sale is, dude, you can't get any better.
And I proposed that to you guys. Is this guy up for a Cy Young? And you were saying no. He's
he's not going to get a Cy Young.
I mean, I'm just
ERA
saying,
is shit right now.
But to put up the numbers that he's put up as of late,
Myers
he had a
just struck
terrible
out.
opening season. He had a terrible opening to the season, but
Batting
still,
2.
he's.
No, he could turn it around.
Yeah, he is.
He can turn it around.
Okay, we'll just stick with him.
Stick with him. He struck out.
This is going to drive me
Screw it.
nuts.
Yeah, you stick with him.
So Nolan Ryan's done it twice.
That's right.
Lefty Grove's done it twice. There was one other player that's done it 3 times. Where the hell is he?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Chris,
I appreciate your thoughts
that's just
about it.
unbelievable to be able to do that.
No, it's insane. The fact that he literally did it twice in 1 month.
Are you guys going to talk about what the fuck we're talking about, or are you going to continue on this bullshit?
Brandon says he's whispering in my ear.
Yeah, so twice in 1 month.
Will
Fucking
Myers
crazy.
sucks, okay? Let's get
Yes,
over
that's
it.
not
Will Myers is not a good option. You're stuck on it. You're stuck in 2017. He's not a good option.
I trade Reyes before
Are you serious? How would you say that you'd trade that?
because Reyes doesn't have a glove.
And if you were Andy Green, we'd be asking for your head because you should, if
So,
you were Andy
but
Green,
time
you'd
out,
be
time
getting
out,
fired.
time out. Hey,
let's
no,
leave-
hold on. I want to give Raw one other rebuttal here.
This is your last rebuttal, basically.
The DH is coming to the National.
You're in or you're out.
The DH is going to be in the National League within the next 3 years.
Yes.
Do you really want to get rid of Franmil Reyes? It's not a question anymore. It is going to be there come 2022. You want to get rid of Franmil Reyes?
It depends. If you could get some middle relievers, for him, he has some value. He does have a lot of value.
But he also has the best power numbers on our team.
that's why I say put a package together and you get something.
Not
for
not
him.
just
Over
this
Will-
year.
over
He-
Will Myers.
No. He's
Yeah,
had
over
the
Will
best
Myers.
power.
Will Myers is consistent.
No.
No, he hasn't been.
No,
When's the
time
last
out.
time he's
Hold
been
on.
moving?
I just want to say this
Number
because
2,
I'm a
you
numbers
leave it number
guy.
2.
I want a numbers guy. Franmil Reyes had the best power numbers out of anybody that has ever put on a Padre jersey.
What happens when he goes into a slump?
I mean, Will Myers been in a slump for 3 years.
Yeah, but see, he's played. He's a seasoned veteran, and he knows how to
How can
work
you
his
say-
way out
How
of
can
a
you say that
slump.
he's a seasoned veteran? He's had 2 good seasons. 2 good seasons. Sorry, 2 good seasons. He had
He's
1
he's
good
a
season with the
lifetime
Padres.
250 average hitter. That's
He
his
had-
lifetime.
Okay.
That's not correct.
No,
He-
that's correct.
He had 2 good seasons. One with when he got drafted. Who was it with before us? The Reds.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa
The
Bay
Rays?
Rays. He was Rookie of the Year that year.
And then he had 1 good season with us where he made the All-Star game, and that's only because they felt bad for us, and they were like, okay, you guys can have an All-Star game player.
I mean, the dude was.
He earned it that year. He really did.
He did
He
really
earned
earn it. He was just shy of being a 30-30 guy, which is a rare thing. It
Yeah.
only
252,
happens
you
to-
were right. But,
Oh, you fact check me?
yes, I did, always. I'm a numbers guy. But
All right. But
last year, so he's never hit over 100 RBIs, so you can't call him a power hitter. You can't call him
have.
you can't call him an average hitter if he doesn't hit over 275. So he's always had trouble establishing his identity. What kind of player is Will Myers? Is he an average hitter? Is he a guy that's going to get on base? He's never had, his on-base percentage has always been lower than 400. Not good.
I mean,
I'm just saying,
OPS.
put him in the number 2 slot and leave him there.
This guy is a plus hitter. He's not. There's no doubt he's got a good bat.
And I honestly, I want Will Myers to do well. Like like they're paying him the money. If he does bad, he's worth literally nothing. Like,
All right,
you know what I mean? He's worth nothing.
No,
So
I think we're all on board.
I just question his work ethic. I question his.
100%
If you look at the guy, like we're talking about off-season workouts, who's participating in, optional training exercises? He's never there.
When you bat him low, you bat him number 7 slot. Who's behind him?
Austin Hedges.
Austin Hedges, who's shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can pitch. You can pitch to Myers. He's got no protection. Once again, that's why he's got no protection.
He doesn't produce.
You put him number 2, and you have Machado, you have Hosmer, you
We're
have
gonna
these
wrap
guys
it up
behind him.
you're not making any
He
sense, and
has
I'm tired
protection.
of being on the podcast. So let's wrap this up. You're not making any sense.
Let's do this.
You're not making any sense.
I'm making absolute sense.
Let's keep it open-ended for our listeners. Anyone who wants to comment on Will Myers' status can
telling you,
hit
put
us
him number
up on
2.
Twitter. Give
He
us your
batted
thoughts
second
on
tonight.
the-
He batted second
on
tonight.
where-
You
where
bring
he should
Uris
bat in
number
our
1,
lineup, what we should do
Myers
with him.
2.
I still don't
I
understand
don't-
what you're doing with Fernando Tatis, though. He's our
Yeah,
best
why would
hitter.
Tatis
Tatis
not
can
bat
fit
first?
almost anywhere down
Why
the
would
line.
he not bat first?
But
Honestly, I agree
he's the only
100%
300
with that.
hitter we have on our team.
He could bat.
I'm
He
not
could
saying
bat.
he couldn't
But
bat
he should
first.
get the
Anywhere
most
on
at bats.
Tatis has too much power to bat number 1.
He should get the most at bats.
He's going to
Tatis
develop
should
more
get the
power.
most
But right
at-
now,
See what you do is you basically
That's an old
you
school
split the
approach,
lineup.
Joe.
You go 1 through 4, 1 through 5.
I never
you
got
have
the
your
same
leadoff
line.
hitter,
I
and then
never
you
got
go
the
to
same
your
line.
power hitters.
I never got the same line. So
None of
I'll-
us
The
did,
second
though.
half,
I'm
you
gonna-
split
give
the
me- give
lineup
me 2
in
minutes
half,
here.
so you have another
Bro, give me-
leadoff
give me
hitter.
2 minutes
Basically, you
here.
have 2.
Give me 2 minutes here. I'm going to agree with you on a lot of this right now. If it's me right now and I'm the Padres general manager, I'm Andy Green, I'm batting Fernando Tatis number 1.
He's got too much power.
But he has the best speed on our team. So I'm
And-
batting Fernando.
and the
hold
best
on, I
ability
said
to
2
get on
minutes.
base, too.
I said 2 minutes. Fernando Tatis number 1 because he walks a lot. He's fast. I bat Myers number 2, and this is in my perfect world because I like Myers better than Margot. I think he has a bigger upside than Margot. Then I'm batting Hosmer number 3 because that's a guy that has a statistically better average of putting somebody on base. I'm batting Franmil number 4, Machado number 5, Renfroe number 6, Urias number 7, Hedges number 8. Urias, got to prove it. The dude batted under 100 when he was up.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm not putting him up at the top
And-
of the lineup.
and
Like he
that-
literally batted under 100.
And that breaks
I
up
would
your
have
exact.
Urias would lead off. For
It's
me.
your exact theory
'Cause
of
he's fast.
splitting the lineup in 2.
Urias
'Cause then
would
you
lead
get-
off.
then you get-
Tatis would be.
Tatis is
would be
faster
like
than
6.
Urias.
No, he's not.
No, he's 100%.
He's 100%.
He's the fastest player on our team.
He's faster than Urias.
I don't think he is.
No, he is. Like literally, statistically, like he
Who
runs
is?
Tatis. He's the
Oh,
fastest
yeah.
player
No,
on our team.
oh, yeah,
Faster than
he
Urias.
is.
The only player
But
that's
that's
faster
your
is
lineup. They're
Franchi
I'm saying
Cordero.
he's
Say.
like day and night faster.
No, he's 100%. Like he is the
Tatis is a 5-tool player.
Yeah.
He honestly,
Yeah,
he's our best player on our team.
He's the fastest player on our team. The only player that's faster
yeah,
than him
I don't
is
doubt that, but-
Franchi Cordero, who's not on the current roster.
Yeah.
That's the only player that's faster than him. Margot is not faster. He just has a better eye in center field.
Margot's probably our best outfielder.
Margot is going to be,
defensively in all the,
but he's
on our
going to be
roster.
the next Jankowski. Like that's, I mean, he's
gonna
basically
be the
set
utility
himself
guy
up
that
for
you're
that.
just like,
Yeah.
we're not going to play
I
you every
like.
day, but
I
you fit
wish
in well.
Margot would play better, but he's going to be that guy who is
I agree.
Jankowski. Because Jankowski's up for a contract next year. They're not going to pay him $5 million a year.
No,
They're go-
it's not worth it.
Yeah, so they're going to get pitching. So I mean, I love Margot. I wish he would have developed better, but he's going to be that guy who fills in.
Well, yeah, that's why I say you put a good trade package together and you get some middle relievers right now. You know,
Yeah.
you need to.
I
Make,
think there's
you
a
need to
lot of
commit.
those guys though that are in the starting rotation that will be mid-relief
Like
pitchers.
if you're not in love with Myers, you know, a lot of you guys,
I want nothing
you,
but-
you
I mean,
guys are haters,
I-
and that's
well,
that's fine.
I feel like I was the only person that agreed with you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if,
All right,
if
well,
you don't
we'll
want
figure it out.
Myers, then you need to put a package together and you get rid of him because he does have some trade value.
I agree
Yeah,
there.
we'll we'll
I've
see.
been
We'll
saying
see
that
what
all
the
year.
Padres do.
I
We'll see what
want-
the Padres do in the future. And
I
we'll
want
see,
nothing
you know,
more, but I mean, the team will be better with Myers at his best.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
My
Well-
issue that I'm running into, and I said it earlier today, is that they've fucked with him so much. They've moved him around so many places. How far gone is he?
Yeah. Well, and that's a good point. You know, we got to see what the Padres can do with their lineup. When Tatis, how he plays, when they're going to bring Urias up, you know, all that kind of stuff. We'll see how they develop. But for us, you know, I feel like we got a lot going forward.
Yeah, Josh
Season
Naylor.
2.
Naylor.
Josh
Where did
Naylor.
he come from? Oh my God.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I
We
was
paid
going
a
more
lot to get
I was
to
going more
Naylor.
towards season 2.
You guys
with all
have
that.
overlooked the 10th man,
Who's that?
the chicken.
There you go. Hey, the
Hey, when we
chicken,
went there for
chicken.
opening day, or no, it wasn't opening day that he came out, was it?
Yeah.
It was opening day?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people like, what's up with the freaking chicken? I'm like, hey, you're not from here. Get out.
I know,
You have no
right?
respect.
You haven't earned.
He made
to-
a debut.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
No, dude, the chicken's the best.
No, it's like if you don't know the chicken,
Yeah.
you haven't earned the success that the Padres are going to
Like
have
if you're
going forward.
if you're wearing a
That's right.
Padre jersey right now, take it off, flip it inside out. You don't. No. Mm-mm.
Well, it's going to be like the Warrior treatment. Once we
Oh,
have
hell
our
yeah.
dynasty, it's going to be the same way. You're like, hey,
We have a lot of youth.
you don't know who
there.
that is? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know Tony Gwynn, Phil Nevin?
Right?
Yeah.
You don't know Ryan Klesko? Oh God, you're not a real fan then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Caminetti.
Kevin
Well-
Eddy?
All right. Well,
we'll see. This was a good little
Hell yeah.
1 year anniversary for us.
it's a good time. Lots of
Wrapping
talking.
it up.
Fun time,
Sad.
yeah. Another year. Next year we'll have to do another one. We'll be
Alright,
at
so, yeah,
104 episodes. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
Dude, hats off to you guys. Are studs for
Yeah,
hanging in there
nicely
for a
done.
full year.
Hey, one.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
One-
You guys
Come a
are
long way.
warriors. You're warriors.
We're Warriors.
As long as they're not Golden State Warriors,
No.
I'm fine with it.
Well, thank you for everyone that came out tonight. We appreciate you guys.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
everybody
it.
that
I
came
wish we
on.
had more
Guys, we
comments
gotta,
from our
we gotta do a look into the camera send off. You know what I mean? So everybody
Breaking
you,
that fourth wall.
You gotta look in. You
Should we
gotta.
toast to you?
Thank you everybody that's watched us, and
guys. Thank
season
you for
2's
watching
coming
me.
out now.
You guys are
Stay
the
tuned.
best.
We're gonna keep doing stuff.
You guys
Everyone,
keep
thank you.
listening and
Well,
downloading our podcast.
We are the Three Amigos and a
Supporting us.
podcast.
And we'll
Find
see
us
you
under
later.
3A anywhere you listen to podcasts. We'll be
3A.
back next week.
These
Thank you so
amigos
much.
versus
See ya.
those amigos.
See,
You didn't have